to Forever in Bloom, a cinematic exploration, investigation, and celebration of Jeff Goldblum's cinematic career. I am Beth.
I'm Liam.
I'm Sam.
Okay.
You all right, mate?
You're right.
Yeah, sorry. It was. I was reading my notes about this film. Don't worry.
Okay.
Sure. Okay, well, yeah, this film it's episode 9. Film
Yeah.
15.
15,
The Big
wow.
Chill, 1983.
The Big Chill.
I had never heard of this film before.
Had you not?
No.
Never?
No,
Never at all.
neither had I, to be fair.
You guys aren't very film literate.
Fuck
Fuck
off.
you.
You'd never heard of Annie Hall either.
I'd heard of Annie Hall.
Yeah,
You guys actually watch
I
films?
just never watched
Are
it.
these the
because
first 15 films
Woody
you guys have
Allen
watched? Ever. That's why you're giving them such high scores. You think this is just all the films that exist in the world.
Jeff is in every film, right?
He's in every film that's ever been. That's kind of...
My first note on this film is strong jumper.
Oh, the blue dude.
The blue boy, yeah.
Hold on.
Jeff again
Let's-
looks fucking...
Hold
sorry.
up. Hold up. Shouldn't we say what the film is before we jump in?
We said the film.
No, he would say... We said that it was Big Chill, we should probably say what the fucking plot is because we're useless at that.
Okay.
So Beth, what's the plot?
Okay, the plot to The Big Chill is actually quite a simple one.
Yeah.
So Alex, a dude who we never see, passes away. He commits suicide.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the film is basically exploring the dynamics between all of his old friends.
College friends.
And they all spend a weekend together after having not seen each other for a few years.
Yeah.
And it's all about them reconnecting and reminiscing and talking about what he gave to their friendship group. And then kind of reconnecting with each other and catching up. And there isn't really too much to this film. It's all about... Nothing really happens.
Apart from they all fuck at the end.
They all get laid and have a laugh and have a cry. There's some naked crying, and a lot of hugs and a lot
It's
of...
got a fairly big cast, though, to be honest.
Yeah.
Obviously, Jeff Goldblum plays Michael. You got Tom Berenger as Sam, Glenn Close as
Close.
Sarah, William Hurt as Nick.
Oh, that was William
I can't
Hurt,
remember.
wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, he plays old Thaddeus Ross in the MCU, mate.
He does. He does indeed.
But interesting, you said about Alex, the friend that kills himself that you don't see.
Yeah.
Apart from his body being dressed at the start. That's Kevin Costner.
Yeah, and he was actually in... They actually filmed more scenes with Kevin Costner and
Yeah,
then
like flashbacks.
the director cut them all out.
Yeah, apparently he apologised to him and put him as the lead in his next film to make up for it.
What was the next
I
film?
can't remember the name of the next film he did. But the director is called Lawrence Kasdan.
Yeah.
Raiders of the Lost Ark, I think. Or one of the
Yeah,
Indiana
and
Jones.
some of the Star Wars, and he does a lot of screenwriting as well.
Yeah.
That's interesting. They cut him out. I think it worked though. It was better.
There
We
were a
didn't
bunch
see.
of flashback scenes that were shot. Apparently, they just weren't really in there at all.
Yeah,
I think it had more of an effect with not having the scenes there. Also, not even showing his face, just showing the tiny details of like his tattoos on his arm and.
Well, I guess it's the point of that. They all kind of felt that none of them knew him anymore, and I think they kind of left it ambiguous for us to not know who he was. So we kind of felt maybe in the same position that they were now.
There's even a bit where they say, for a lot of us, Alex died years ago.
Yeah.
And suggesting that they're all just there. It's like a formality to turn up to your an ex-friend's funeral and kind of reminisce about them and talk about what they contributed to your life, even though you haven't seen them in a while and they've actually been dead to you for a while because you don't know who they are really anymore. There's just... I feel like the script is just... A lot of it was a little bit mundane, but then there was some really, really, really funny and powerful moments in it. And I really like the sense of humour of the film.
They capture what I think what it means to have like a big group of friends together and how like chaotic it can get with people like laughing around and shouting stuff across each other. And I think there are some good scenes and moments of them all having a laugh that really feels like an actual group of friends. And I think what leads up to that, or helps that I should say, is that Lawrence, the director, made the cast live in a house together for a few weeks before they shot.
Interesting.
So they all got really friendly and got used to being around each other. And
I
stuff.
love method directing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I love it when directors go that extra mile and like make their actors immersed in their roles. And it captured the level of comfortability between friends that you've had for a while, where you're a little bit too comfortable around each other. So you're kind of, you can be a bit of a dick to them, and it's fine.
I mean, it sounds like...
I think we... No, carry on, Seb.
No, go for it, mate. Fuck me. Don't worry about it.
I was saying that we dropped off the last couple of films, but Jeff is eating in this again.
He's eating so much in this film. I've made a note of every time he ate.
What does he eat?
I was trying to like zoom in to see if I could figure out what he ate and got like an itemised list. I saw there's a cherry tomato, but that's all I could make out on his plate. But is at the funeral, he's just snacking the whole time.
Yeah.
Anytime you see him, he's got a plate of food in his hand or he's adding more food to that plate.
Well, they have a buffet.
Yeah.
Oh, that she leans in and goes, "I know this must be really hard for you, but you've got a beautiful spread," or something like that.
Yeah, and he's eating for that whole like first quarter of the film.
The food looks quite disgusting.
Yeah, it's just like blocks.
None of it looks good.
Yeah.
There is also that weird scene later on
carbs.
where they're talking about one of them forcing one of their friends to get them pregnant while stuffing a turkey or chicken or something.
I missed that.
No, I clocked that. She's like, "I want a baby."
Yeah,
Yeah, I know about the whole plot of that woman wanting a baby, but
Yeah, they're cooking at the time.
they were talking about it as a woman had her fist in a chicken or a poultry bird of some variety.
that's upsetting. That's quite upsetting.
This will probably come
that's
as
very clever. Go on, Seb.
no surprise. I was just going completely onto the next thing on the docket. But no, it will come as no surprise that this is actually the film with the most Jeff so far.
Really?
That
is.
That is a surprise.
Is it?
Yeah.
He's in this like whole film.
Well, yeah.
He doesn't have too many lines, though, does he?
Doesn't feel like it. Yeah. What is how much Jeff?
So the film is like an hour and 40,
45, but carry
roughly. Well, okay. He's in it for about 45 minutes. It's in 44 and 30 seconds. Which
that's fair
So there's still a solid hour where he's not in it. Really?
yeah, it's the most
Has he not
film
been
that
in
we've...
more?
No.
the most Hefe we've got.
He
I
didn't
think.
make too much of an impact on me, to be honest, in this film.
I think again he was, for me anyway, he was the most enjoyable character to watch and listen to.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
But that isn't saying much because a lot of these characters are very fucking milquetoast.
They are.
I respected him as an actor in this film because he's not quite big enough in his career to... he's not like the shining star of this film, but he still steals every scene, but in quite a subtle way.
I think it's because he's going more Jeff than we've seen him before, I think. Like, I put that this is the most Jeff that's Jeffed so far. Because there's so much in like his hand movements and like these chaotically intelligent rants that he goes on throughout the film.
Yeah.
They vary from all the interviews I've seen of Jeff and like his mannerisms and the way he uses his hands when he speaks with like pointing and all this sort of stuff. There was a lot of that in it, and there was apparently quite a lot of improvisation in this film.
Oh, really?
Which I think leads to
That's
there's a lot of
nice.
freedom the actors were given.
There's the language thing that's coming back again, like his use of controlling language and like manipulating other people. And there's when they're watching a flashback and he's talking to, when they're watching back videos that are on the little TV.
Yeah, that dude that did the advert when he was diving into the car and stuff.
Yeah. But there's one where Jeff's talking to someone and he really reminds me of his character in the Mainline film.
Between the Lines.
Between the Lines.
Yeah. Interestingly, he's also a journalist in this.
He
Oh
is.
yeah, this is the easiest film so far to connect the other ones we've watched for sure.
Yeah, I did my own little Bloomiverse theory as I was watching it.
yeah.
There's a lot
It.
going on in this.
You open first.
Steven
Don't worry,
Seb's thunder, you know?
I'm going to
open
steal
the
your
show,
bit.
You read the introduction. You're gonna come for my
Just
bit.
taking over this joint.
What is this? The Forever in Beth?
Yeah,
No.
go on. Forever in Beth.
Fuck me.
Jesus.
The two lines that I liked from
That's horrible.
Jeff were he was hospitalised for being a nerd.
Oh,
that
God,
just made me laugh
Yeah.
quite a lot. And there's actually weirdly, I heard this quote in a podcast that I listened to this week. Someone brought it up in conversation. I didn't actually know it was from this film. And it was how he says about like it's harder to go without rationalization than it is sex. And he's like, have you ever been a week without rationalization?
Oh, yeah,
that was
it's
a
so
really cool
clever,
little line.
isn't it?
Manipulative, whatever. But really all that's happening is that I'm trying to get what I want, which is what everybody does. It's just that some of their styles are so warm or charming or sincere or otherwise phony, you don't realize they're just trying to get what they want. So you see, my transparent efforts are in a way much more honest and admirable.
Why is it what you just said strikes me as a massive rationalization?
Don't knock rationalization. Where would we be without it? I don't know anyone who could get through the day without 2 or 3 juicy rationalizations. They're more important than sex.
Ah, come on, nothing's more important than sex.
Oh yeah? Have you ever gone a week without a rationalization?
My favourite line from him in this film, so they're all sitting around the table and they hear a load of screaming and they rush out and they're like, what's happened? And this woman comes downstairs and she's like, there's been a bat and it touched my hair. And she's like, this is disgusting. She says, I'm going to go wash my hair and throw up. And Jeff just leans in and goes, well, remember to throw up first, then wash your hair. But but the way obviously he delivers is far more funny than.
I'm gonna go wash my hair and puke.
Puke first, of course. Stand aside. Yes, I'll cover your rear.
He's great. He looks so fresh in this film.
Oh, he looks tight. He looks like
tight.
Okay. Yeah,
he looks tight.
Like all of his clothes.
Fucking gremlin.
No, back up.
What, his clothes look tight.
Everything he's wearing is very like sharply cut. It's very good, and I also mean tight in like the way that someone does a sick skateboard trick, and you go tight, bro. You know?
Yeah, but it was kind of loaded the way you said it.
You can't pull off the word tight in a casual sense.
It's definitely much senior when you say something's tight.
Could I replace it with choice? Could I say that he looked choice in this film? Okay.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Thank you.
This film kind of felt like, you know, Last Christmas by Wham.
Yeah.
It felt like if those dudes that are all there made a film.
If Wham made a film, it would be this.
No, but you know the video? You know the video? Last Christmas. That video, right?
Yeah.
There were all these like young dudes in a house and they're all like in love with each other and stuff.
Okay.
It kind of really, it felt they were living in a little snow globe.
Fair enough.
That's it. Just
That is a wild comparison. But
if you've seen this film, you will know what I mean. Obviously, you have seen this film. Yeah. But yeah, I'm talking directly to the listener because you guys, you've only seen 15 films in your life, so.
Yeah, you're right. I've actually only seen 14. I pretended for one of them. You'll never know which one.
Just made some really good guesses.
Yeah, just played along for the whole thing. It was just like, oh yeah, I did like that bit. Just randomly pulled out a quote that happened to match it. Can I just say something? Right at the beginning of this film.
Seb. Yep.
They are, so first things first, the soundtrack I'm pretty here for. They play some good songs.
It bangs again.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
I really
Aretha
like
Franklin, Marvin Gaye, Rolling Stones,
Just
Temptations.
smashing
The
the whole
organ
way
cover
through.
of, was it Jumpin' Jack Flash, was it? Or Can't Always Get What You Want?
Oh yeah, Can't Always Get
Yeah.
What You Want by the Rolling Stones. Yeah, they play it on the organ at the funeral, and then it just
It, like, fades
comes
in.
in with the
Beautiful.
original studio album version. It's fucking amazing.
But like my initial thought is obviously one of the first things in this film after we get heard it through the grapevine of all of the friends coming back together for the funeral.
Yeah.
My first thought about this film is just that there's I've never been to a funeral that has that much sexual tension going on. There's like a lot of like glances across the room and
I guess none of them really care that much initially, do they? I mean, Glenn Close's characters hit very fucking hard by it. But in terms of the funeral, a lot of them kind of, like you said earlier, Beth, they kind of come through more obligation than want, I think. So then when they're at the funeral initially, before they've like all got invested again with each other, they're kind of just thinking, oh, maybe I could fuck someone from college.
But I think Alex's death is used as a catalyst to make them all. They're all quite selfish. They all use it to question whether their own happiness and their own, like, if they're content within their own lives, and that's this like incestual writhing around of all of their relationships and all of their personalities in this house. It kind of festers and it kind of makes them all question.
That night initially, because he said his character had to go do an interview with a blind girl.
Yeah.
And then he decides to stay kind of selfishly because he thinks there's a really good story about trauma here that he can write about.
And he's a little sleazebag.
He is a fucking sleazebag in this film.
Sure.
So he walks into the funeral and he's clearly like the least affected about the death. He walks in and one of his friends comes up to me and goes, "Oh, I'm so glad you're here. Oh, come sit next to Alex's girlfriend." And he takes one look at her. And just beautiful, like, ballerina girl sitting idyllically down. And then he turns back to her and just goes, "Yeah, I'll take care of her."
Yeah.
That's so
And then he's just
so
trying
gross.
on with her for the whole film, basically.
Yeah.
None of it is.
He looks hungry the whole time.
But he eats the whole time.
This is
he's
true.
hungry in many a way.
Confusing.
What did I swear I've just got a... Was it him that said, in one line, without any break, "I'm hungry, I had this really dirty dream"? Or was that Tom Berenger? It was one of those two.
I don't remember that line. I'll be honest, a
remember
lot of this film kind of went in one ear and out the other, to be honest. It was very dull.
It was directly after they had just fought the bats.
Right, okay.
One of them walks downstairs and says, "I'm hungry, I had this really dirty dream," and then it just cuts away to something else.
There's quite a lot. There's quite a lot of unique lines in this. I wouldn't say it's dull. I'd say it meanders.
Some scenes are kind of the film is a bit too long. You could trim it a bit
It's
more.
a subtle film.
Yeah.
I think if I was in the mood to watch it and I did enjoy it,
I just don't think I cared enough about like the whole ensemble to really get invested in all of their stories. Really,
you didn't care enough about the characters.
no. Some of them I did, but not.
I cared
really
about Glenn Close quite a lot.
Yeah.
But I also think a directorial decision that I really disagree with strongly is there was too much crying. Like, I feel like I get really desensitized. As soon as one person cries, I'm like, that's it. Because crying is like the ultimate release. It's that cathartic, like, outreach, like I'm exhausted, like I'm having a physical reaction to what's happened to me. And Glenn Close cries in the first scene, and then she cries again in the shower after the first montage, and then cries again. And I just felt like I got bored of it. Crying should happen I strongly believe it should happen once in every film, right? At the most once.
Fair, that's interesting. Kind of going back to it's actually a shot of Glenn Close. Kind of going back to the music. It's quite interesting that the director specifically said that. He didn't want the music to be like too obvious with what's happening on the screen, like in reference to what's happening on the screen.
So obvious.
I know there's literally a shot like zooming in on Glenn Close, her looking like really lustful at her husband, and when a man loves a woman, fucking blasts over the whole scene.
So good,
and it's like the most obvious thing you could possibly do.
That happens countless times. I got tired of it cutting to music and using music as a vehicle to like push it forward when it was getting a little bit dry. I felt like it just relied on that so much, and there was too many montages. There was about 6 montages.
This film has a weirdly like sitcom feel to it, and I got that just distinctly with the end, because the sitcom ending that it has is fucking wild.
It felt like the audience were going to start clapping.
I wanted
and the
a freeze frame with them all laughing. Like, because they'd say that William Hurt's character Nick can stay in the house, and because he's hard on luck or whatever. That's not a sentence. And he used to stay in the house for a bit. And then Jeff Goldblum's character is like, yeah, we all talked. I think we're all going to stay. And they all laugh. And then the credits roll. And it's like, that is the most fucking like happy times.
It seems a bit like it
sitcom ended.
It undermines the serious nature of the film.
Yeah, their friend just died. That's what's brought them all together again.
Yeah, it got made into a TV series.
Yeah, I heard about this. I think it got adapted into one TV series. It got cancelled. Then it inspired another TV series that went on for a while, I think. Some of the scenes I thought were shot kind of boringly, but some had some really, really nice shots.
Is boringly a word?
I think it's a word. Fuck, man, my brain is still soup.
No, that's...
Soup. No, we're not talking about soup anymore.
No, Liam, do you know why your brain's still soup? Because we're not...
Because I was ill yesterday.
Okay, fair enough, don't worry.
I thought you were going to say because you're saucy.
I wasn't.
Saucy.
I wasn't going to say. I wasn't going to call my professional co-host Saucy Beth.
Any film that I get to see Jeff dance in already gets an extra point.
And he dances so well.
Yeah, he dances great. And I had enjoyability was down for 3 on this, and I put it up to 3.5 just because I saw him dance.
Are we doing decimals now? Because I didn't realise that decimal was a thing.
We do what we want, man. The rules are fluid.
You're telling me decimals are now part of the ranking process on film 15?
They never weren't. It was up to you to use them. We've used them before.
Have we?
Yeah.
Yeah, Beth,
God,
I think you've used one before.
Did I?
I think so.
Awesome.
Okay.
I mean,
sorry.
also, I personally...
We've tracked all of that.
I think decimals are unnecessary in life. I think...
Seb, sorry. What the fuck do you mean?
I think you should just commit.
When do you use decimals anyway?
Is it a 6 or a 7? It's not a 6.5. Get it together.
You're a moron.
Who hurt you? Did someone call you did someone rank you as like a 5.4 or something one day?
Never.
And you don't like that 5.4 is rounding down, is that
moving on, anyway, not to worry about it. I just wanted to sum up like a couple of the strange subplots that were going on throughout this.
Right.
So obviously we had Meg, who wanted to get impregnated over the weekend.
Yep. Because she wants a baby. She decided that weekend she wanted a baby.
Don't you think that speech she does is just, it sounds like a man talking how a woman thinks a woman would talk.
I mean, this is definitely like a very male gazy thing, because there's so many weird, unnecessary shots of like the female cast, like butts and bodies.
Yeah, and it fails the Bechdel test, despite the cast having 3 main essential women parts. And she's there. She's cooking a meal, presumably for the house, and she says, "I'm a ticking time bomb. I want a baby.
Yeah.
What man is going to want to impregnate me?" It's so stilted and unnatural, and I just don't know
weird.
I've never known a woman talk like that.
It's strange, man.
Yeah,
You can tell it's written by men.
Yeah, you can tell it's written by like someone who's just like, yeah, I bet this is how every woman speaks.
All women are ticking time bombs. You want to be impregnated now.
I love to get impregnated. Also, one of the other ongoing subplots of this film is how William Hurt has a limp dick.
What?
Sorry?
He brings up, I've counted 6 times that he is either infertile or can't get his dick up anymore or something.
Wow, man, you were watching this film much harder than I was.
It's loads of times. It's like they have a conversation like, oh, do you jerk off? And he just pipes up in the background like, oh, I can't anymore. And then like two different women try and like kind of flirt with him. And he's like, I don't work like that anymore. It's brought up.
Jesus, man. It's like,
Is this the guy that's got the drug problem?
yeah, he's a drug dealer.
Yeah.
And he takes drugs.
Yeah.
And there's a bit where you see in the montage that he like spills out a load of pills onto his passenger seat in his car, and then she sits down and she's like, "What's that?" And he just lifts up her butt and just starts scooping the pills out from underneath her,
Swiping them away. It's like, oh, nothing. Don't worry.
Nothing.
And then he slips what Jeff thinks is a lewd to him, but it's like a sleeping pill, so he just fucking wipes out. Just so he can chat to
fully drugs his friend. Yeah.
Because they're a horny bunch, aren't they?
Yeah, they all just want to fight. The
horn.
film literally ends with them all just sleeping with each other, pretty much.
We're all gonna bang. That's basically the film.
So I gave this initially 8 out of 10 for True Bloom.
Okay.
High.
But I'm going to drop it a bit because he is a greaseball.
Yeah.
He's been a greaseball in every film. We know this is just
Not every film, a lot of them.
name one film he hasn't been a greaseball.
Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
And
Happily Married Man.
Yeah, he was happily married in that one.
And Threshold. And Remember My Name.
I literally forget every film until we talk about them. I just forget. I gave this True Bloom 5.
Fair. I'm going to drop it to a 7 because there was the mannerisms and the way he talked shone through over some of the greasiness.
Okay.
So I went for a.
He's only greasy in one
6,
scene, to be fair.
Because I think he's greasy, but greasy in a way that I personally found entertaining and therefore is acceptable.
Greasy it's like we all have the same word of the day toilet roll, and greasy has been on like the today's
Last
word.
episode was smash for you two.
Smash and
Smash
greasy are both very onomatopoeic.
I'm not
going
to edit more talk about Smash.
Smash.
We can't allow this. Seb, what'd you give it for True Bloom? What'd you say?
I said 6.
Fair. So 5, 6, 7. That's okay.
Yeah.
Craft. I gave it 5 out of 10 because there were some like really dull shots, but some really nicely framed and other shots as well. So I just went straight down the middle.
I think that's reasonable.
I gave it an 8. Because when we talk about craft, I'm including like storytelling as a whole. Because when I watch films, I watch it for the storytelling.
Yeah, and that's why it's kind of lowish because there was nothing really there.
I think there was good storytelling there. I think the characters all held their own and they all pushed the narrative. There was it set itself apart from a lot of the films we've been watching.
I feel like you could cut the cast in half and still tell the same story. Like there was too many people in that cast
that would be
that were
a fucking
exactly
horror
the same.
film if they were all cut in half. You want this to be the Sentinel. You want their noses to start flying off.
I really never want to watch that. I just felt like
there were
again.
so many characters that just were the same kind of person that I kind of lost track of some of them. And
okay.
I think you could have streamlined that cast a bit and it would have been
I think some of their personality traits felt a bit they were like, how can we make this character more interesting and individual? So one of them was a movie star.
Yeah.
One of them had a drug problem. I do agree with you on that sense. It felt a little bit surface. But then I don't know, I weirdly did care about them. I did care about them. I cared about Glenn Close. It was that naked shower crying scene.
Yeah.
I felt for her.
I'd say probably her is one of the only characters I gave a shit about, and Jeff just by proxy because
she is an
I love the man.
amazing actor.
She is amazing.
She is amazing.
Yeah, she was
really
fantastic.
good at this, to be fair. But she was the only one that was really given any like chops to do. You know, no one really
chops.
Like they were given something that was like difficult to do and show real emotion and stuff. None of them really
Yeah, but it kind of added to it because it's a film about death. You expect them to all be sad, but they're not. They're all selfish. They're all there with their own tendencies.
That's very true.
Enjoyability, I gave it 6.
Yeah, okay. I think that's pretty reasonable.
I give it 3.5.
3.5.
Yeah, I only got the half because Jeff danced. I struggled to get through this morning, man.
To be honest,
I watched the last 20 minutes on 1.25 speed to get through it.
That's why you don't know. You can't do that.
That was in the last 20 minutes.
No, you're a criminal, Loom.
Nah, man.
Yeah, I watched this film this morning with a cup of good coffee, and I was like, do you know what? I'm having a fun time. So I gave it a 7 in enjoyability.
Fuck. Nice.
I had a good time. The music was good. Some of the bits were funny.
Yeah, the music was good.
I laughed a good couple of times. I had a good time. Also, just so you know, I've upgraded the Linda board.
Oh yeah.
So it's now completely automatic in its ranking and addition. I don't have to touch it other than
you got
putting
some formula.
Yeah,
you got some formula in there.
I built some formulas for us. I actually based it on the formula for a ping pong leaderboard that I found.
Wow.
But I can tell you immediately that this is number 3 on the Linda board.
Oh my god! I feel bad for giving it all those highs.
It's just.
You happy with what you've done?
But this is a highly acclaimed film.
Yeah,
but so was a lot of the other garbage we've watched.
We want our response to reflect.
Remember My Name was like critically acclaimed, and that was whack.
Oh, was it? Oh, fuck the critics then.
Yeah, exactly.
No, we want this to be the opposite of what the critics say. We're the young, fresh talent, new on the scene.
But no, we just knocked the right stuff down. That was our 3rd place, but now this is.
To be fair,
this is better than the right stuff.
I'd watch this again before the right stuff.
Yeah.
Because Right Stuff had no Jeff in and was so.
And I love Spacemen, but I did not like the right stuff.
No. Agreed. I do love a good spaceman story. Oh, I love a spaceman story. Me.
Well, what would be your change?
Oh.
I struggled with this one.
Okay. Yeah, I struggled too.
So I put that if Alex left a note to say that one of them killed him just to fuck with them. So there was like a Knives Out murder mystery style undertone under all of it.
You know what? I had a similar thing. I wanted the bat to make an appearance again. And I wanted it to have...
Would it be voiced by Ewan McGregor?
Was I what?
It's like only if it's voiced by Ewan McGregor. That's flying in like
brilliant. My brain didn't quite take that train, but yeah, I would like that. I wanted it to have. I felt like it didn't fit into any particular genre. Like it's classed as a drama comedy, but it wasn't really either of those things. There wasn't much drama. There wasn't much comedy.
No.
It was a bit of a nothing film, although I did really enjoy it. So I wanted there to be. I wish we could just put it through some kind of genre filter and just see, like, test it a couple of times and see how it would work as a horror, how it would work as a sci-fi, how it would work as a neo-noir. I feel like there could have been an extra layer of something in the editing or something to give it a bit of a boost.
So the bat, Alex didn't kill himself. The bat bit Alex. He's now a vampire.
Well, yeah, or the bat could be a reincarnation of Alex, and he's there to taunt.
So he is the Batman.
He is Batman. Alex Batman. Yeah.
Well, we've made this film better. It should be number 1 now.
Strangely enough, my change was also to do with the bats. Is that I wanted a full-on fight. I wanted a full fight scene of just like William Hurt,
like Kangaroo Jack, where he's like fucking boxing him.
Yeah, like William Hurt and Tom Berenger just trying to like knock bats out of the air. Like I don't.
Tom Berenger was American Sniper as well, wasn't he? So one shot, one kill. Fucking boy off the bat.
I think that's why he had like an action TV show as a parody of that.
Right. Yeah, sure. That makes sense.
Also, the guy who goes up to kill the bat?
Yeah.
He sings Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Didn't the director also do Indiana Jones?
Yeah.
He references his own film.
What a loser.
But no, can
I would do that if I was making these films, to be fair.
Big time.
So Tom Berenger's character, who is the action star, can we talk about how weak his injury is when he tries to jump into that car?
Yeah, literally. So he just tries to like recreate his big TV advert where he jumps into that car. He just trips over the door and falls into the car, and then like 2 people are carrying him in. Jeff's like cradling his arm, going, "Don't talk, don't talk, don't talk." It's like, what have you done? You just fell into a car which is full of soft seats
at not great speed.
Soft seats.
Yeah,
At quite a low speed. He sort of like
Jeff's
trundled
mother instinct
towards
full
it.
came out there. Don't talk, don't talk.
He gets his mate off the policeman though. He gets let off.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
That's a random scene, isn't it? It doesn't really. It comes out of nowhere and then resolves very quickly.
Isn't really strung together that well.
No.
Do you want to do No More Jeff, or do you want to do taglines? No More Jeff.
I just ripped for No More Jeff, less wit and more serious.
I probably wouldn't have had to watch it.
I feel like you've put that for 1 or 2 other films as well in the past.
He picked some bad movies. I love the man.
I don't think he picks. I think he's young and he gets thrust into projects.
Yeah. Is he young though? He's a man. He's an eternal man.
Okay. How old is he actually at this point?
At this point, he's 31.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I thought he would have been a bit younger.
It gives me faith, because I think I'm 25 and I've achieved like nothing. And like
That's very true.
but
don't get hook up on age, mate.
Yeah.
Fucking-
No, exactly. I'm saying it gives me hope because
Morgan Freeman didn't get his first actor role till he was 38.
yeah, Alan Rickman didn't become he didn't go to drama school till he was in like his 30s. I think 30s where it gets good, I think
20s
now
are
we're
fucked,
just spaffing at the moment. It's
20s
all
are
spaff.
just everyone just trying to get through the day.
Chilling out, just doing what we're doing.
Yeah, like
It's
a
fine.
lot
We're all
of my
fine.
favourite directors didn't start directing until they were... Like, Werner Herzog didn't direct his first film until he was like 36 or something.
That's 6, really?
I fucking love
Yeah,
that.
he was, getting there.
What a voice.
I do
boy.
a good impression, but I'm not going to do it now.
Oh, no.
No,
You
Beth.
cannot drop that tease,
No, I'm
Beth.
going to save it.
Beth? What a Herzog.
Give me a vodka and I'll do it.
Give you a vodka. We've got
I need a
gin
Russian
in the
vodka.
house.
No. I'm going to go to work after this.
So just go in as Werner Herzog.
I'm actually not going to do it. I'm actually not going
Oh,
to do
mate,
it. I'll
I'm going to
save
get
it.
this out of you before the end of this.
Okay.
Before the end of this run.
You've already got my Chris Tarrant impressions. So.
Yeah, but that was accidental, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That just fell out. Fuck it. Let's. Oh no, Seb, you carry on.
I was gonna say, hit me with the taglines, baby.
Cool. We have 3. It's the taglines bit, the same as it always is.
I
There's 3
kind of want to put a
taglines, 2
song in before we do each tag, like taglines or something.
If we can think of a name, we'll make a jingle. Me and Ben will make us a jingle.
Yeah,
if
that'd
we
be
can think of a
great.
name for this
Or
bit.
just the tagline bit.
So great.
There must be a joke about playing tag, right? Somewhere in it.
Man,
If you,
that's bad.
because it's like
Playing
we're playing a
tag.
game and like you play tag, Like
So the first tagline is, in a cold world, you need your friends to keep you warm.
okay.
The second tagline is, the story of eight old friends searching for something they lost and finding that all they needed was each other.
That's rubbish.
Or the third one, how much love, sex, fun, and friendship can a person have?
Oh, Jeff does say that, I think.
Would you like them again?
Yes, again, please.
Number 1, in a cold world, you need your friends to keep you warm. Number 2, the story of 8 old friends searching for something they lost and finding that all they needed was each other. And number 3, how much love, sex, fun, and friendship can a person have?
The second one is lacking such like archaic rhythm that I don't think that would have made it. I don't think that would have made the cut. Like it's so bad. It's like just hearing you spit the words out just is horrific to my ears. So and the first one is ringing a bell with me because it relates to my theory that they're all stuck in a snow globe and Wham is singing on the outside world. So I'm going to go with the
actually a
first
Wham
one.
fever dream.
I think it is. I'm going to go with the first one.
You're going to go within a cold
relates to my
world,
theory.
you need your friends to keep you warm.
Yeah.
Seb?
How much? The one that starts with how much love, sex, and whatever. It's that
So
one.
you think it's how much love, sex, fun, and friendship can a person have?
Yeah, Jeff says it, so therefore it's true.
Okay. You're going to lock that in?
Yeah, locked in, jacked up,
Okay.
jacked off.
So, you are both right.
Sorry?
This film has 5 taglines.
That's not how life works. No one's always right.
This
What?
film has 5 taglines. All 3 of those are a tagline for this film.
Really?
That's-
Wait, read them. Wait, so read them all out.
In a cold world, you need your friends to keep you warm. The story of 8 old friends searching for something they lost and all finding all they needed was each other. Whatever
Jesus,
that was.
you've never been able to say that
much
one
lo-
correctly. That's how bad it
How
is.
much love, sex, fun, and friendship can a person have? And there's like 2 more that
Is
I
that a
didn't.
tagline or is that just a treatment?
All 3 of these are on the poster.
What even qualifies a collection of words as a tagline? Because I thought it had to be a succinct explanation of a film.
No, because do you remember the last one?
They've really been testing.
The Right Stuff, which was like a full paragraph of the tagline. Yeah. But yeah, all three of these, literally, I think 6 taglines I found altogether that are officially for this film.
Did you do that because my self-esteem so low because I keep getting them wrong?
No, I just wanted to fuck with you. I just wanted to hear you guys debate over 3 things that were all right.
We didn't even debate that much. I just went in with it.
Yeah, you just went in.
That was great.
You went in ready.
Ready and hot.
So I would like to talk about the extended universe of Jeff Goldblum. So, we have so many things in this film that link to other films that he's been in. But primarily, obviously, he wants to open a club. And as we said in the Thank God It's Friday episode, it is mentioned in another film that he wants to open a club. And he's obviously a club owner in that. So that one, easy, tick, done it, connected. He clearly cares about music and he's a journalist.
Yeah.
Which directly connect to Between the Lines, because obviously that's like Between the Lines, the main line, that's like smaller scale than People magazine.
Yeah. So he's worked his way up. He moved away, became Clyde Baxter for a bit. Acting didn't work out. Went back into journalism to work for People magazine.
And also, if you remember at the end of Between the Lines, he says he might move away and work on his novel.
Ah.
He does, yeah.
Towards the end of this film, he also says he might go back to write his novel for a couple of weeks or a couple of months or something.
Well, the fact that in Remember My Name, his mum's name was Shirley as well, which I don't think we mentioned in that episode, that his mum's actual name is Shirley. And in that film, his mum's name was Shirley as well. This all obviously started off as a fucking joke. And I'm getting worried that we're stumbling onto the biggest conspiracy of our time, because there's way too many things that connect to these films.
There's a lot of things that connect.
There's far too much connective tissue, isn't there?
So yeah, I'm putting this
connecting tissue.
I'm putting this either directly before Thank God It's Friday, or there's one step in between that we haven't found yet, but it's very close.
Okay.
But this definitely comes after Between the Lines, between his stint as Clyde Baxter in Next Up Greenwich Village. This is after he's taken a break, he's found some success, he's tried something else, and he's going to go back to something he knows, because he is a little bit sleazy in this film, which directly correlates to his wife-stealing tendencies in Thank God It's Friday.
That is very true, because he immediately tries to steal Alex's girlfriend. Well, not steal, because he's dead.
And you know, as Tom Berenger says, Alex is still warm, you know? Like, dude's been dead like 2 days, and Jeff's trying to sink his teeth into I can't remember her name.
Like hot cake, fresh out the oven.
Hot cake.
He tries to steal a wife in Remember Friday.
Remember Friday. That's the film.
My favourite film.
2 films. Thank God It's Monday. Thank God It's Friday. He tries to steal. Sorry, I don't know why I'm contributing. This isn't my bit. I'll just shut up. Carry on.
No, Beth, it's your bit now. Take it.
We're all welcome here.
No, that was it.
No, it's definitely doing it. I'd be interested to see if we get an iteration of Jeff along the line where he releases a book or has released a novel.
Yeah, because he's done a lot of talking about he's going to write this book. Yeah, but we haven't. The book.
And what's it going to be about? Is it Business Secrets of the Pharaohs?
That's a random reference.
Yeah,
what? I don't think you've ever referenced Peep Show in the whole time I've known you. That's so weird.
So yeah, is that your Bloomiverse? Have you done all the connections?
Yeah, mate. My
connections.
Don't give me a disease, Liam, via the microphone.
No, I'm pretty weak today.
Yes.
My brain is emerging from the dark. So I haven't been the most observant person while watching this film today.
Yeah, clearly.
But hey, come on, man.
I'm sorry.
I can say it, but
we
it's
need
just
to end
rude
on
sometimes.
a more higher energy note, I think.
Nah, dude.
Okay.
I feel like we're just trailing off.
No. Okay.
And whoever's listening is just asleep now.
Wake up! I want to bring it back.
They're awake. And now we hit them with some gold. Go on, Seb.
So, right at the beginning of the film,
down.
Right at the beginning of the film, there is a baby kind of singing a song.
Oh, yeah.
There's a singing baby at the beginning of the
Cute
film?
little bubby in the bath making a song. Did you watch this film? There's a baby in the first scene.
Did you watch Death Wish 4? What happened?
Man, my brain's a bit of a myth.
So,
not gonna lie.
The opening scene of this film is a baby singing in the bath while Tom Berenger washes him, and Glenn Close comes in.
What's he singing?
The song that plays at the end.
The
in
Nothing
credits.
Man or something.
Jeremiah.
Forever Shaka?
You know the song?
What? That's not...
No, he's singing about an invisible man.
Hey, Seb, give us a rendition.
I can't do that for you, I'm afraid.
I think you can.
No, because
I think you can.
The only word I can remember is Jeremiah. But it's
then sing that. Just sing that for every word and give me the melody.
Jeremiah. You know, like it's a bit rocky.
What the fuck?
It's the same song that plays over the credits. I just thought, nice.
Right.
Is
okay.
it?
The big sitcom ending.
Nice cyclical. The baby sings
I like
at
that.
the beginning, and the.
So I think the only thing that we can really end this podcast with is your impression.
Yeah, Beth, come on. Werner Herzog.
You know what?
What? No! No, I really don't want to now.
Say.
Okay, Seb. No, carry on.
No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
I was going to say, we'll throw over to you, mate, because we know how fucking awful your impressions are.
Yeah, go on, you do an impression. I'll do it next week if you do it now.
Seb, you do us a Werner Herzog, and then Beth will practice hers over the next week.
Yeah,
and
I need
get
some
it fucking
practice.
steel sharp.
So to be fair,
Go on,
I have seen The Mandalorian recently, which does feature Werner Herzog, so I should be able to pull it, right? Okay, give me a second.
Got your banana, clag your throat up.
Claggy.
No,
really eat that mic. I want to hear your glottis.
Okay, hold on. That means I need to take this off. Bear with.
The side of the mouth. Gubbins.
Bring me the baby. Bring me the babe. Do you have the child? Do you?
Oh no.
Nah, sorry. I don't have any control over my throat, is what I've learned in my life.
Man, that's so bad.
disgusting.
That's actually given me a lot of life today, mate. I kind of needed that. Cheers.
So, moving on.
I think we're done, right?
Look, I was taking us
I think
out
it's ended already.
in a real smooth manner.
Oh, sorry, dude.
You're in here, you're ruining my flow.
Yeah.
Go on, Seb, go on. Wrap it up. Wrap it up.
Gonna wrap it up. I'm going
Wrap
to
it up.
wrap it up.
Did you just say you're going to ram it up?
No, I said wrap it up.
That's a lie. I
so
heard
facetious.
ram. I heard ram. I know this boy. I've lived with him enough to know that he is an absolute filth bag.
So, we love doing this, obviously. I love to stare at these two people via devices and have to, Beth's hand just waving at me. That's great. But what's really, really great is that if you at home who are listening are also enjoying it, the best thing you could do is just tell someone else. Be like, yo, check out this podcast. They're visionaries. They're revolutionaries. You don't have to go that far. But just say some nice
it really
things.
helps.
Yeah, share it around.
Leave a nice review if you want, because that really helps get up and get the show recommended.
Give us
to
some
people
interaction on Insta.
Yeah, if you follow us on Spotify as well, that helps them recommend it to other people. I found out last night, which is really good. And yeah, we've got Instagram, and that's about it at the moment. We're gonna get better at doing stuff on other social media soon, but
it means a lot if you join us for this journey. Join us for this Jeff journey.
And hopefully one day we will look deep into this man's eyes when he does finally take our words today.
I will look.
Yeah,
so
I think
deep
we've had it.
eyes.
I think we're done. I think
Hey.
we're done. Seb, we're done.
Hey, what are we watching next?
Actually, we're gonna have our first guest on next episode.
Oh yeah,
We're getting our good boy Ben to
Mr.
come on.
Ben.
good friend.
Also known as Murmur Dubs.
Mama Dove. We've got a DJ. Oh, we're going to have a DJ on the show.
Because the next film we're doing looks fucking insane, and it's the Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai across the 8th dimension.
Great name, great title.
And we're going to have our friend Ben on for that, so you don't just get sick of our three voices all the time.
Mixing it up.
And thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks a lot.